YouTube. Thanks for those joining me live and those joining me on archive. You're listening on archive. Hit the like button right now. Share this video. Hit that bell button. That way you're notified every time DStyleBoxing goes on live. Tuesday, Hispanic Causing Panic podcast. Episode 57 will be this Tuesday. We will have Xander Zayas live. We'll also have Daniel Roman working on another possible guest, but if not, it's already a great show and a lot to talk about. We'll be joined by Chicano Prophet and, of course, as always, co-host G Funky. I wanted to come on and talk about this whole ordeal. I have some thoughts about this, man. Unfortunately, while it has nothing to do with boxing, it has something to do with a boxer, and Felix Verdejo was in a really good fight when Nakatani, great fight, knocked down Nakatani early and was winning, and then Nakatani came back like the samurai warrior that he is and got that win in a great fight. I said, man, I can't wait to see Felix Verdejo fight again. Was my main kind of thought then, but now this came out. Now he turned himself in. Wow. So he just turned himself in. He was questioned by police about 5 hours ago. They found the body of the woman who was his mistress, who I believe he had pregnant. I mean, I don't know if we know for sure that was his baby or not, but there was at least the assumption that it was, or that she believed it was. No reason to believe otherwise. Can't believe it. Yeah, they found the body and he just turned himself in. Andre Rodriguez, how's it going, brother? Chicano Prophet, how's it going? Hit my like button, guys. Let's talk about this. What is going on? What is happening here? I mean, his boxing career is the least of our worries now. The question is, he's going to go trial, more likely. But it's not looking good. I understand. Oh, innocent to proving guilty. I get it, but it's not looking good at all. Everything is pointing in his direction. And let me tell you, this will not just be manslaughter. There's already enough evidence that if he did kill her, there's already enough evidence to prove murder. Because they could prove intent. Especially if the body was put away, they could prove intent. It wouldn't be that hard to convince a jury. You got to go pregnant. They didn't want the wife to know. Try to kill her, and hide the body. That is murder, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, A-Rod? Email me at DStyleBoxing. If anybody wants on, email me, DStyleBoxing@gmail.com, and I will send you a link. Look, man, this is not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. It just isn't. My heart does go out to the woman that was murdered and killed. We don't know 100% sure. Let's allow him his day in court. But nonetheless, a life is lost. It's definitely a tragic story. My heart, my prayer, all that, it goes to her and the family. I mean, we're talking about the intent is there, kidnapping is there. This is not looking good. That is for sure. He has a right to defend himself, give a story, and all that, but it's not looking good. Lexa, how's it going? Verdejo has turned himself in after being questioned by police. No, I don't know what that is. I don't know if I'm playing a sound myself. Hold on, guys. Am I playing a video? I'm hearing like a video in the background. But So Verdejo, let's see. Wow. She was missing. It was already questioned, and they already found it, but this is not looking good. Wow. So he says they identified her by a tattoo on her back. That is his logo. Look at that. This isn't looking good for Verdejo. Let me just tell you that right now. If I was a betting man, I would bet that he's going to be found guilty. But that's not how we do it in court. We will let the facts speak for themselves. The prosecutor will do their job. Verdejo has a right to defend himself. If he is in fact innocent here, he'll go to court. So it is what it is. So this is actually something very serious. Crenshaw, Freddie Shing. This is serious. Okay? What's the matter with people? That's something I wanted to address really quick. All right? The story comes out, and it is reported by the media because we know about it. And all I got to hear is, oh, but they couldn't stop talking about Tank, and when they put hands on that woman, I wonder why. They never say anything about Latinos doing anything. Stop it. Drop it and stop it. This isn't a time to let out your personal grievances with the media. Okay, and put out your personal grievances about double standards and if he was this and that. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Why aren't boxing writers, tweeting about this? Oh, if it was, somebody like Devin Haney or Tank Davis, they wouldn't stop tweeting about it. Shut up. Fucking ridiculous already. Bunch of whiny babies using a very serious situation like this. All right, Crenshaw, whatever you say, brother. If Broner or Tank, murdered somebody, we would be talking about it the same fucking way. We don't even know how people would react to it because that hasn't happened. Death penalty the same in Puerto Rico. Is there a death penalty in Puerto Rico? I don't know how Puerto Rico's jurisdiction is with death penalty. Maybe they have one. Maybe they don't. I don't know. But if that's what they're saying, that's what they're saying. I'm very about the death penalty. But at the same time, there's people that I wouldn't mind seeing get the death penalty. So it is what it is. But they talked more about Tank, putting his arms, on a woman, putting his hand on a woman's neck. They're murdering somebody. The fuck out of here, okay? I don't know, big dog. What is that dude over here, talking about that? I saw some people on Twitter post that shit. Okay? Believe me, they're out there. You know what I mean? Alexa says it's federal law now. Well, look, it's like this. I'm kind of indifferent about death penalty, but at the same time, I'm not going to feel bad. If it turns out that he's guilty, I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not going to feel bad for him. I'll tell you that right now. Felix Verdejo has turned himself into police. He was just 5 hours ago. There was reports that he was being questioned by police. Just yesterday, they found the body that was already missing. They were already suspecting she was missing because of Verdejo. This is not looking good. I'm going to tell you that right now. So outside of some amazing scheming by people that murdered, outside of him being framed, maybe, I don't see how it wasn't him. But we will wait and see what the facts show and what comes out in court. That's what we'll wait. All right? This happened in Puerto Rico. Shout out to everybody on here. I'm checking my email right now. That's where you guys would want to send me stuff, on my email. All right? Just FYI. All right. Wow. It's not looking good, bro. You know what I mean? Big Dog Willie, everyone knows about the Kovalev situation. It was covered by everybody. Come on, brother. Everyone talked about it. I saw it covered the same way. I found out about it the same way through the media. The media talked about it equally. The Kovalev thing and the Tank Davis thing. It's just not true that they barely covered it. That's just simply not true. Not in my opinion, not from what I experienced or what I saw. I just got to be 100% honest with you. Kovalev was not lionized, because he beat up a woman and a dog. He was criticized for it, and they did cover it. The boxing writers wrote about it, and they covered it. That is their only responsibility. Plenty of people covered it. You know what I mean? I saw it. I saw it condemned. I saw them say it was bad. When Tank did it, it's bad. And we can't use, but they didn't do it enough to this guy. No, it's bad. It's bad when Kovalev did it. It's bad when Tank did it equally. And I don't want to hear anybody give me this fucking spiel if they didn't do it to this guy and that guy. And it's like this and like that and like this and no, just condemn everything. It's not that hard. But this writer said it more about Tank than it did about... Who cares? Everyone does it more to somebody than others. Who fucking cares? All right? And now we have this situation, which is a real serious situation. Where a woman was murdered by a piece of shit, and all we got to hear is comparisons that people just don't fucking give a fuck about. The charges are true. Fuck Verdejo. Absolutely. And if he gets a death penalty, guess what? I'm not going to be one of those guys no. Don't give Verdejo the death penalty, please. Please don't do it. That's not going to be me. You know what I mean? I'll just say, well, those are the laws of the land. He broke the laws of the land. Now he must reap the consequences of his actions. The laws of a nation must be... if those are the laws, those are the laws. I ain't gonna cry for the guy. No, don't give him the death penalty, please. It's morally wrong. No. If that's the law, that's the consequences he will suffer. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's always a possibility he could have been framed, right? So we got to explore every possibility. I'm saying it's not looking good for him. So that's a good point to wall grind, but it's not looking good for the guy. It's just not looking good at all. And I see him getting condemned. Nobody. So the stupid comparison needs to stop immediately. Okay, he's getting condemned. No one is giving him less heat. That if he was a different complexion and none of that, he's getting all the heat. Okay, so I don't want to hear all the dumb shit. This is too serious of a situation, right? And everyone's giving him the heat. So I don't want to hear it. All right? The heat is there. They're calling him a piece of shit. Nobody's lying. No one's making a big deal. I'm just saying. It doesn't apply, in other words. If it doesn't apply, he's getting 100% backlash. The same if he was somebody else, point blank, period. That's it. Okay? That's my point. The FBI took it, Verdejo. Man, that dude. Let me tell you something. There's going to be more eyes on Verdejo for this fight, for this, than any fight he was ever in. I'll tell you that right now. He'll get some good lawyers, so he can't say he didn't have a good defense. All right? But it's not looking good. I mean, I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that. I don't see anyone defending Verdejo. I don't see anybody going out of their way to give him extra points because he's Latino or like to hook him up with some protection or make our. I don't see any of that. It's just an imaginary world in my mind. Like, I just got to be honest when it comes to this. I don't know who Steve Wilkos is. I don't know who that is, A-Rod. Wheelchair. Well, how's it going, brother? What's the charge? Probably right now. I don't think there's any charges that I know of. But it'll probably be it would probably be murder. If he killed, let me tell you something. If he killed her, it's murder, not manslaughter, not any of that. It's murder. The motive will be there. All the prosecution will have to say is, look, I mean, he got her pregnant. They didn't want the wife to know, and that's why he murdered her. So that would show intent. So the intent is already there. And ain't nobody going to sit there and be like, nah, I don't think he killed her, but I don't think it's because of that. He just spontaneously just killed her. Like, nah, that's just going to be murder. If he killed her, it's murder. Cold-blooded murder if he did, in fact, kill her. All right. Well, Chairman, I don't know. I'm being honest. You know what I mean? Just saying. Yeah, he got arrested and he turned himself in. Absolutely. Well, he would still, he could still be charged for murder there, Raider. And in that case, I mean, they could prove it even easier. You know what I mean? You could still face federal murder charges in that case. And it's easier to prove the murder because you paid somebody to do it. You know what I mean? So he'll be guilty of a conspiracy to commit murder. So, just saying. All they got to do is prove that he killed her, or that there was some payment issued for him to kill, and it's a wrap. Oh, I got you. Okay. Black Durango found at the mom's house was caught on video dumping the body in the. Oh man, it's not looking good, bro. The more people tell me, it's like, yeah, that's not looking good. So outside of some like, outside of some like elaborate scheme where he was framed, you know what I mean? Outside of that, which is extremely unlikely, right? Because you would have to ask yourself, like, why would somebody do this? I don't know. So at the end of the day, this is a very serious situation. He will have his seat, and he has a right to go to court. But outside of being framed, which I doubt, he is in big trouble. Okay? And it's not a good situation at all. Not at all. And this is a dark day. I mean, I understand that people might say, wow, it's had nothing to do with boxing. Well, I mean, it is a boxer that was involved in this. You know what I mean? This is a dark, dark day for him. So this is, to me, it's a dark day for boxing. I kind of, it's like when I'm not even going to repeat what he did, but after the whole, Carlos Baldomir situation, so I felt like that was a dark day. We don't want our athletes to be doing stuff like this, So obviously, I think there's a 99.99% chance he's done, because like outside again, and I'll repeat, the only possible defense, and it would have to be true in order for it to even be a thing, would be like some elaborate framing going on. But why would somebody frame him? Like, what motive? Like, why would someone frame Verdejo for the murder of this woman? It's like I can't even think of a reason. So I'm just thinking more than likely he did it, and he's more than likely going to go to prison. And when I say more than likely, I mean 99 point, and it put 1,009 percent chance. Yeah, what Valero did was also, it was a sad day for boxing. There's some people that say Valero was framed, but I don't think he was framed. I think it was a little crazy, but I heard on the Puerto Rican news his Jeep Durango is the same vehicle caught on a security camera of the Jeep going to the lagoon. She was identified by forensics and a tattoo. His wife testified against him. He has been picked up and charged with murder. That's it. Dude, he's done. They say his face was marred and mangled beyond, her face, I'm sorry, was marred and mangled beyond recognition. What the hell is wrong with this dude? And the intent is there, obviously. It shows 14 on my end, Andre, but sometimes the phones don't update it, but I got you. I'm trying to understand, obviously I know the reason. I'm not justifying by any means, but so if I understand correctly, he had a mistress, got her pregnant, and then she confronted him, or I guess told him about the baby, and then he didn't want the wife to find out that A, cheated, and B, he got somebody pregnant. Well, guess what, buddy? She's going to know that now anyway. And now you're something far worse than a cheater. You're a murderer, brother. Brusco says, I see brain damage defense coming up. Well, look, obviously, I just think it's highly unlikely that he was framed. So, that might be his only defense. So, but what is he going to say? The problem with brain damage defense is it's too elaborate for it to have just been a spontaneous killing, because it went beyond just murder. It went. I mean, you're adding kidnapping, you're adding intent on there, and you're adding, trying to hide the body. So he was married. He was a married man, and it was in big trouble with his wife. Well, now he's in bigger trouble. Well, I don't think the brain damage is going to hold up in court, brother. I just don't. It's too elaborate for that to be the thing. You know what I mean? You can't be in order for first of all, I never really, if someone knows of a case, I never seen a case where I have brain damage worked. I never seen that. But the problem with that in this case, it's just no one with I have brain damage. I don't know what I'm doing, but yet you did this whole elaborate scheme. You hit the body, you mangled the face, you hit the body away. I mean, it's kind of disturbing even saying it. I'm not saying it will, but I see crazy shit work. Like what though? You know what I mean? Well, I don't know if it was the wife because the wife testified against them. But this is bringing me memories, man. Like it's reminding me of the Valero thing for sure. The Valero thing was just like out of nowhere, like just like this. Like you don't expect to hear this in the news. You just don't. I mean, dude, I'm a lawyer. There's no way I take this case. Like I just don't. It's just like you're not gonna win this case unless there's things out there that we don't know. From what we know, obviously, it's obvious he did it, right? But there's always a chance that there's things we don't know that can maybe show he didn't do it, right? The wife could have made a deal, says Chicano. Maybe, I don't know. His wife has ties to the underworld in Puerto Rico. Her dad is the kingpin of a ghetto in Puerto Rico. Damn. Again, I'm just reading these comments, guys. I don't know if some of these things are true or not. I'm just reading them. Duval Grind MMA, there's so many ways he can frame it. The head injuries cause personality changes, mental craziness. Who the hell knows? Yeah, well, good luck with that one. Who knows? At the end of the day, as hard as it is to say this, he's innocent until proven guilty. We'll have his day in court. Okay? So like, we'll see how everything goes down there with Verdejo. I have a feeling this is going to be on the news a lot. It probably won't make CNN and stuff like that because boxing isn't a mainstream sport like that. But and Verdejo was not a mainstream boxer. You know, if a bigger name in boxing would have done this, and obviously, yes, I do believe it would have been all over the news. Mainstream news like 24/7, but it is definitely like, I don't know, you never know though. We might see it in the news. Who fucking knows? No, Paul, I don't know, brother. I don't know if that's the case. He was the first person of interest. They said there was another suspect who was cooperating with the authorities. Okay. Well, it's not looking good for Verdejo. Whatever happens with him, you know. All I could do is wish the guy the best. I mean, if he is innocent, but I doubt it. So, okay. Let's let the facts come out, and what happens in court. That or he'll plead guilty, one or the other. I'll be interested to see what the prosecutors offer him to just plead guilty. So maybe he could avoid the death penalty by pleading guilty or something like that. I don't know, but we'll see. What's going on, Coach K? How's it going, brother? Bruce goes. If it's slow news today, it's big news tomorrow. Maybe, I'm not sure. You know. In fact, let me go to CNN.com right now. Let me just use them as an example. Hold on. How am I typing down? I put CCN. All right. I'm going to CNN.com right now. And it's not anywhere. 3 dead as boat overturns in San Antonio is their big story. So it's not anywhere. I don't see it. If I type down boxer in the search, nothing appears. Verdejo, nothing appears. Right? Let's go with where can I go? Let's go to ESPN.com. How about that? Let's go to ESPN.com and it's not on there. I don't see it. So There it is. I don't see anything. Now let's go to a boxing page and see. Maybe it's there, but maybe they just haven't gotten to it because it's not on the boxing page either. So we'll see. Oh man. So tell me, how's it going? I agree with you. He's done, but hey, he's got arrested. Yeah, yeah, yeah. New York Post has it. Okay, I see that. Bruce goes. Wow. And this is when he was questioned. They will soon put it out that he got arrested. So, man, facing the death penalty. Wow. Dude's done. Since I started this video, I went from he's done to like he's really done. Like it hasn't gotten better for him. So that is that. I wonder if he's going to fight it. Anyone thinks he's going to fight it, deny it? You know? I don't know if he's going to fight it, plead guilty. If he pleads guilty, can he get out of the death penalty? Again, I don't know. I don't know the laws in Puerto Rico like that. But if the FBI is involved, it's definitely federal. So it's going to be, yeah. Man, no, he's not done. He did. yo, everybody wants this dude dead already. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna he's definitely gonna be guilty. I just don't know if he's gonna plead guilty or if he's gonna fight it, So, man. We already know what people are gonna do though, right? They're gonna say that, he got framed. That's always like the conspiracy theorists always come out and say he was framed, This is hard to read, but I'll read it. He punched a girl, kidnapped her, drugged her, threw her off a bridge, and then shot her while she was drowning. Man. Damn, man. Damn. That is crazy. Yeah, I mean, he didn't think this one out, that's for sure. Guilty by means of insanity is life in mental asylums, as Bruce goes. But it's, I mean, damn, brother. It's hard to like I hear you, Duval, but it's hard to oh, I'm a human being. I don't want him dead. Like I don't know. Like all I'm gonna say is if he dies, he dies. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say I want him dead. I'm not gonna say I don't want him dead. I'm just gonna say he will reap for the consequences of his actions. That's all I'm gonna say. So damn. Bro, I can't help but feel bad for that girl, man. Like it's like the more you think about it, you know what I mean? And it seems like all because he didn't want the wife to know that he got another girl pregnant, that he was cheating on her. Come on, brother. You know what I mean? Like at that point, take responsibility and apologize to the wife and hope she don't divorce you at that point. I'm not saying that's the reason, but it is more than likely seems like the reason. It's already a hit on him, man. I hear you, Duval. Okay. But Andres, is this really a tragedy, though? Is it really a tragedy? Because I think I mean, I know what you mean. Obviously, it's like bad news. None of us want to hear about this, but I don't know. It's a murderer. Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy. You know what I mean? The brakes stop working in the vehicle, and then you slam into a tree and you die. That's a tragedy. You know what I mean? The road is icy, lost control of the vehicle. Two cars crash and collide. People die. That's a tragedy. A young child is born with cancer. That's a tragedy. A grown ass man made a decision to assault, kidnap, then murder, then hide a body. So, my advice to any woman that's the other woman, like if you're not the wife, you're the other girl, is to never confront the dude on by yourself. Just like that. Puerto Rican boxer Felix Verdejo turned himself in to federal agents just hours after authorities identified the body of the dead woman as his 27-year-old lover, officials said. Man. Well, he didn't want to just tell the wife he got another chick pregnant. From what people are saying in the chat, who the wife is, maybe he was scared as shit to tell the wife. But at the end of the day, I mean, look at your situation now, bro. Unbelievable. But at this point, I'm not even concerned about his life, though. Like, I don't even want to say the words, oh, man, you just ruined what could have been a great boxing career. Or, oh, man, you just ruined your life, bro. Like, I don't even know if he's worth, like feeling sorry for him ruining his own shit. It's not like he did drugs and threw his life away, or he hurt himself and or something. Or made a dumb decision. No, if he's guilty, he's a murderer, brother. If he's guilty of murder, the last thing in my mind, oh man, dude, you ruined your career. That's the last thing in my mind. And Afro Rican G, we won't know until, I mean, he has a right to go to court. He has a right to give his side of the story. He has a right to say, hey, I didn't murder her or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's just not looking good. Like, I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's not looking good at all. Okay? I'm getting angry just talking about this dude. God damn. I'm like in a bad mood now. Like, Jesus Christ. That's how I felt after the Valero thing. After the Baltimore thing. Baltimore went to jail for like putting his hands and more than that to his own daughter. Valero like murdered his wife. Not good. So Lopez, three-person relationships never turn out well. Labios compartidos. You never want to do that, brother. I'm just telling that right now. It never turns out well, but I mean, you don't expect it to get this bad. Now, could? Now, I'm just gonna ask this question because I saw some people say who the wife is, right? I mean, could he make an argument in court saying, "Oh no, it was my cuñado, like did set me up and framed me"? Like I don't know. That might turn out worse for him, but is that a defense? I don't know. By tomorrow, Tuesday, all right. I've heard about the Carlos Monzon story. I never kind of dove deep into it. Um, but I guess they also said it was an accident. I don't know. I don't know the story behind that, Bruce Ghost, to be honest with you. I never dug deep into it. Kind of like, yeah, this is crazy. ILO says we must wait. They are all innocent until proven otherwise. Let all the human law, let the human law and the law of the God fall against the assassin. I mean, I hear you, but I'm just saying it's not looking good. If he got arrested, that means the authorities already feel they have enough on him. Like that's what that means. I never read this. I'm going to look into this Carlos Monzon thing. I tend to never go back and look at the skeletons of the closets of these former fighters because I just, All right. So the wife did know beforehand. Like, is there evidence clear cut linking him to her death? Oh, here we go. Duval's already making a case. Maybe the wife did something, or as someone said, who is her dad? I mean, you know. But if her dad is who they say he is, he's probably better off just saying, all right, I'm guilty. Okay? And the feds have a 98% conviction rate. God damn. Hey, you're not lying, brother. I did jury duty. I've done jury duty 3 times. I was only selected once for those, but I cannot talk about the trial or anything like that. But yeah, the FBI was ready for everything. It was like a master class performance, and it was like the defense had no chance at all. But they fought it, but it wasn't. The FBI doesn't get involved unless they know they're going to get you. You know what I mean? But, hey, there's that 2% chance. There's that 2% chance now. You never know. Okay, Armand, did they talk about that 7-story fall? I mean, I've never looked at that story, so I don't know. It could have been an accident. You never know. You know what I mean? Because someone said the message told her and the kingpin dad, who the hell knows? Unless his blood is found on a video of him, it's up in the air. But then again, why would they murder this woman? Like that doesn't even make sense. It's not like the kingpin dad is going to be paying the child support. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they kill him? Like, why would they kill them? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Duval's already like being lawyer over here. Like, do we know that was him? Do we know if that was Verdejo in his vehicle? All right. So this is already being reported. So she had already told them. Okay, man. It's not a good look. I'm just telling you that right now. Okay, Duval. Hey, Duval's putting the case together to chat. All right, I got you. There's nothing wrong with saying, okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and let's look at every possible scenario, right? Because at the end of the day, in court, you have to be proven guilty. You don't have to prove your innocence. You have to be proven guilty, right? So there's nothing wrong with looking at it that way. I'm just saying it's not looking good, bro. I mean, look, kidnapping stuff like that happens a lot around the world, right? I'm not that familiar with Puerto Rico like that. You know what I mean? But um, I'll take a word for it. I hear you. What's going on, Guido? They got a hit on him in Puerto Rico. That's probably why he turned himself into the FBI, brother. Okay. Oh, murdering the mistresses. Okay, I got you. I got you. Jesus Christ, bro. Then why the fuck would you be a mistress in Puerto Rico? They're always like, God damn. Get your own man. You know what I mean? Like, God damn. Afro-Rican G, he got charged with kidnapping, resulting in death, carjacking, resulting in death, intentionally killing unborn child. I forgot about that too. Oh my God, brother. Yeah, that's right. Just carrying a baby. Oh, he's done, bro. Oh, he's done. Oh, wow. If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. The problem is that this glove is fitting like a motherfucker in Verdejo. Like I'm just telling you that right now, man. Like, there's more evidence on him than there was on OJ, bro. Like, this isn't good. And this is just, we don't even know what, like, they're still going to investigate further and get more evidence on the dude. He better hope the FBI, like, finds something. Like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, it was somebody else. Oh, it was the father of the, like, he better hope something like that happens. Well, Guido, but the whole fucked up, man. I'll just say that if he did do it. It's over, says Afro. We can already said it's always like, you know what? It's over. Let me tell you something. If I was in that jury, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm already thinking guilty. Like someone would have to like give me some. I would have to see evidence to the contrary at this point. This is not a good sign. It's over for him. This is the FBI, and they got his car on camera and the phone records. Oh, so they'll be able to track where he was, bro. Like we got. You ever hear these conspiracy theories about tracking devices? We already got them, bro. They're called cell phones. They also have text messages and phone calls that they subpoenaed. Then you say, oh, wow. Oh, this isn't good, bro. Maybe you can hire. Isn't one of them dead? Didn't that one guy die already? Dude, I don't think any dream team of lawyers could save this dude. Like, I'm just being honest with you guys. Unless, okay? Again, and I will repeat, unless there's like clear evidence that somebody framed him, right? Because believe it or not, a framing could make like that. That's the whole point of framing somebody. It makes it look like you obviously did it, right? Outside of that, which I highly doubt, he's done. Let's tell you that right now. Hey man, thanks for that support, brother. Talking about boxing, it is done with style. That's right. Hey, thanks, brother. Yeah, the evidence is overwhelming. Joe, it is. The babe in the building, ladies and gentlemen. By this time, there was a hitman involved. He's already dead, man. They're saying he was dude. If he's like literally on camera, it's over. Like there's no like oh they framed me or like none of that. Every time someone comes with like new information, it's getting worse for Verdejo, bro. It's just not getting good. It's not good. Let me look at Afro-Rican G. Said he sent me a post. Let me check it out, brother. By the way, guys, Instagram's probably the worst place to send me messages because I rarely look at Instagram. But you let me know, so it's all good. All right, I got you. Okay, wow. Let me check this out. Check this out.
Una agonía a su familia luego de que la joven no se reportara a su trabajo a eso de las 8:30 de la mañana del jueves y fuera precisamente su patrono, su jefe, sus compañeros de trabajo quienes les estuviese raro que la joven no había respondido las
Hey, check it out.
llamadas
They're
y
saying
mensajes de texto y que no se había reportado
but he
a
is
su lugar de
eligible for the
trabajo.
death penalty. There's one thing you don't want to be eligible for. It's probably that, you know. But then again, like, would you like? Let me put it this way: like, would you prefer death row or just spend the rest of your life in a prison? What's worse? You know, I don't know what's worse. I mean, the death penalty is probably more. It's going to be a more peaceful death for him than the other options. Let's call them that. Yeah, it's been getting worse every day, right? Like you're waiting for that news that, like, oh, okay, I guess it wasn't him, or but like it's getting worse for him. I prefer death over most prison systems, says Chicano. It depends on the person, says Afro Rican. But if I deserve life, then I'll do life. Okay, life is worse. Wow. Well, Guido, he's already in the hands of the FBI, brother. So for him, it's by what you guys are telling me. I mean, it sounds like that's you know, that sounds like PC to me for him at this point. FBI is like protective custody for him now. Shit, what you guys are telling me. So, damn Verdejo, man. Say it ain't so, brother. Say it ain't so, man. Tell me you were framed, man. Tell me you were framed. Jesus Christ. I know somebody was joking about the child support thing, but maybe he didn't want to give a certain amount of money to the mistress. I don't know, you know, but I mean, Jesus Christ. He might go to federal prison in the States. Man, he's done, bro. You know what's worse too? But like here, and here's just the truth, bro. That's your child, brother. That's your baby she's carrying. Think about that. That's your baby she was carrying. That's your son or daughter. Like that. That's you know what I mean. Like killing any baby would be wrong. Don't get me wrong, but just think about that. Knowing that that's his child, like that's crazy, man. Yeah, like that Verdejo Nakatani fight, man. That shit was like a classic. I don't know if I could watch that fight anymore. You know. Well, I mean, you don't got to feel bad, brother. It's not like you knew he was going to murder somebody, you know. I don't know the story of Bruiser Brody actually in Puerto Rico. It's crazy. Let's talk about Well, Guido, I hear you, brother. And I don't know if Verdejo will use that as a defense, that he was framed. That corrupt people in Puerto Rico framed him. Remember that's what allegedly. Remember when what's his name, Valero in Venezuela, murdered his wife. Okay, and allegedly he was telling people he was framed, and then he was found hung. He hung himself in the prison. A lot of people find that hard to believe, but that's what happened. Like if we find out a story, wink, wink, that Verdejo hung himself in prison, I think we're all gonna know he got murdered. Okay, I'm just gonna let you know right now. If it comes out that Verdejo quote unquote hung himself, that means the dude got killed. All right, and either the warden doesn't want to deal with it, the rights call it a suicide, or whatnot. I'll check that out, Bruscos. NYY Max, how do we know that that's his child? Did they do a test? I don't know much about the situation of Verdejo. Well, I don't know if it was a child or not, and I don't know if there was a DNA test. To answer your question, doesn't make it any better. He still killed a pregnant woman. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah. They just changed a bunch of laws in Puerto Rico to be more aggressive against crimes against women. Oh, jeez. Man. I'll check that out, Puerto Rican Rum. I'll check that out. Hey, how's it going, Scrapbook Boxing? We got to do a collab, brother. Talk some classic boxing here one day. I'll email you or some. Got some ideas. Valiant prize fights. They would have actual pigs head impaled through spikes at the entrance of La Perla. Wow. Jesus Christ. The island got too much killers, man. Puerto Rico was a serious problem for years. Jesus. But they whole fucked up, man. That's all I got to say. This just reminded me like so much of that Valero thing, man. And that was like a dark day, and here we are. Wow. It is that's crazy. Well, Valiant, drug trade is an issue everywhere, brother. It's an issue everywhere. That's a worldwide issue. You know, I want to talk about robberies, bro, before I go. Look, I'm going to rewatch Chisora versus Parker. I'm going to rewatch that fight. After the fight, I even said as I watched it and called it, I said, you know what? This I want to be shocked. This is like a split decision. And it was. Because I can see how, depending on how someone sees the fight, they could see it going in different ways. But I got to be honest with you guys, man. Even though I admit that I gave a swing round that could have gone to Chisora to Parker, I had Parker winning the fight. So, and I genuinely scored it. I had it very, very close. I can definitely see somebody giving it to Chisora, but I think that there's some things Parker did in that fight that I don't think people are giving him credit for. I felt it could have gone either way, like I said. If I give that swing round to Chisora, I have him winning the fight. So, but, and I might rewatch it and give him that round. I don't know, but we score everything in real time. I'm going to rewatch that fight. And maybe I just missed it, but I just don't see the robbery people are talking about. Because my God, is that term overused? Everyone wants to throw the word robbery around. When you keep using a word, you desensitize the term. Oh, that's a robbery. That's a robbery. That's a robbery. Like not everything's a robbery. Even if you strongly feel somebody won, listen to what everyone else says. That's why there's 3 judges, because they're not all going to see it the same. So I scored it for Parker. Narrow, very, very close, but I scored it for him. So I'll rewatch that fight. I just don't see the robbery. I just don't. Okay? It was a competitive fight, in my opinion. And if it's that close, it's that close. If it's that close, it's that close. Hit my like button, guys. Hit my like button. When a fight is close, it's never robbery, says I buy houses. I agree. But they just keep using the term robbery. Like not everything's a robbery. Not everything's the way you see it. You may feel strongly that a guy won. That doesn't mean it's a robbery. What if the next guy has somebody else winning? And what if the next guy after that has another guy winning? You look at the scenery. Look at everybody. Just, you know what I mean? Now, if 99% of people all agree, okay, I could see a robbery. But I'm seeing people scoring for Parker. Like, what makes you better than the next person? Like, look at what everyone is looking at. I'm seeing people say things that just don't make sense, okay? Oh, well, he knocked down Parker, so now Parker had to win 8 rounds to win. That's not true. If Parker wins 7 rounds, okay, it's 114, 113. Now, I don't know why one judge had a 115, 113. Because he was knocked down. That's 8, right? But when a guy gets knocked down, he could still win by winning 7 rounds. I repeat, when a guy gets knocked down, he could still win by winning 7 rounds. But he'll win 114, 113 instead of 115, 113. Now, if he wins only 6 rounds, the other guy wins because of the knockdown. It won't be a draw. That's what changes. What changes is the 6 and 6 is not a draw anymore. It's a loss for you. That's what changes. But I just hear people, oh, well, he's got to win 8 rounds because he got knocked down. Like, no. You don't know how to do math. Well, Tank, I mean, I don't know, like, why people should be held accountable. Now, obviously, I will admit that one judge, they have it a little too wide for Parker. Okay? That I will admit. But at the end of the day, like boxing's a very subjective sport. So many of us see it in so many different ways. We even debate the scoring criteria. Like we debate what is ring generalship, what is clean effective punches, and what is defense, and what do we consider defense, and like it's what is effective aggression. Like people play semantics with it, so we don't even agree on those things. First of all, you got people that don't even they just pick and choose how they want to score it. And then you have people that do use the criteria, but they have their own interpretation of it. I don't know exactly what people want done. Who's the better boxer? Parker. But Tesoro was having success. He got the early knockdown. He had the momentum early, and that's it was a good fight. I mean, it was a competitive fight. I'll say that. Yeah, I mean, I would have given Chris maybe 3, maybe 4 rounds, maybe. But I hear you, Tank. I hear you. The GOAT, hey, Golovkin fans hate me for this, bro, but I narrowly score the fight for Canelo, the first one. It's my opinion. I've watched the fight with people and I've broken it down, what I'm watching, what I'm looking at. Canelo didn't get credit for what he did, and I feel Canelo clearly won the rematch. That's my opinion, right? But if somebody feels that Golovkin won, I'm not gonna like say I'm better than them. That's how they see it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if you leave it on the judge's hands and it's close, you just can't cry foul. You know what I mean? Okay, I got you. Now, just because I think Parker's a better boxer doesn't mean he's going to always beat Chisora. It just, it just depends on the fight. Yeah, I had Canelo winning, and I can break it down for you with anybody. I had Jacobs beating Triple G as well in YYMX. But I also concede that it was close. And if somebody scored it for Triple G, I'm okay with that. You know? Billy, you're 100% correct, man. They don't value body shots. That's for sure. Matt, and I agree with that 100%. Maybe they should have 5 judges instead of just 3. So if one of them gets it completely wrong, you still have 4 guys or something. You know what I mean? But there will never be like when people say that, oh, we got to do something about the judging, and we will never stop having controversial decisions ever. It will never stop because it's a subjective sport. How you score it is subjective. Different people like different things and look for different things in fights. There is no meeting, no crackdown, no nothing that's going to quote unquote fix the judging. To me, you're just screaming at the abyss when you do that. All right? Just being honest. Now, yes, you do have cases where it's so like Laura Williams to me was like so far off and so clearly a win for Lara that I could call that a robbery. Okay? But I save, like when DStyle calls something a robbery, I save that for when I know it is. Not every fight that doesn't go the way I scored it is a robbery. Okay? That's that. So I encourage boxers to go for the knockout. Okay? People are going to see different things. JC Canelo dog walked him in the rematch. Clear Canelo win. Clear. Now, as far as Verdejo, until we find out what we get, until more facts come out, until something like that, then I'll talk about it maybe. But I might talk about it one more time, just kind of get closure on the whole situation. But after that, I'm just not going to talk about the guy anymore. Because we don't want to give too much attention to this negative energy out here, like Felix Verdejo, who allegedly murdered his pregnant mistress. Right? I will have here on HCP, man, we're going to have Xander Zayas and Danny Roman. I'm waiting on confirmation of the third guest. It's like 60-40. Like 60 might not, 40 might, but I'm hanging in there. But if we don't get it, it's okay. We're still going to have a great show. And I'm not going to be talking about this on ATP. I'm just going to tell you that right now. I'm not talking about Verdejo on ATP. Okay. I don't. I want to give attention to the fighters that are doing positive things in the sport, like a Xander Zayas. You know what I mean? I want to get, to the fighters out here feeding their families, and that's what I want to highlight and talk about on ATP. So we will not be talking about Felix Verdejo on ATP. All right. I addressed it today. It was like an elephant in the room, and that's that. I'll do a separate video if anything major comes out that changes the story drastically or something like that, and or when it's clear that it's going to be convicted. But that's it. All right. Golden hands. I had Canelo winning that fight, and the reason I had Canelo winning that fight, and I actually have a video on here where I show the fight and I kind of go round by round with it, but he was too I don't know. He was just too negative in the fight. Okay, like Laros was just way too negative. Not engaging is not defense to me. All right. Avoiding engagement is not defense. That's my opinion. That's what Lara was doing for at least 2/4 of the whole fight. So, hey, Stephen, that's how I had it, brother. I had 114, 113. So, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Chicano Private, Awesome Fighters Plus. It's a fight week, baby. The torchbearer of Latino boxing returns. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Lara's good, Andres. Don't get me wrong. It's just that against Canelo, like all I hear is this, right? Oh, Canelo, he didn't cut off the ring on Lara. Look, just because a guy doesn't effectively cut off the ring all the time doesn't mean he's losing the fight. Okay? That's not what that means. I'm just telling you that right now. Because this is not Tom and Jerry. This is not. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. All right? This isn't Tom and Jerry. This isn't a Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, okay? Meep. Like, no. Like, oh, well, he didn't catch up to me, so I won. Like, no, that's not how it works. That's not how boxing works. It's not like me. Oh, you're not catching me, so therefore you lost. Like, no. When you are not engaging, you're not doing anything either while he's not cutting off the ring. So none of you are doing anything in that moment. Nobody gets credit for it. Okay? You get credit for what you do in the pocket. That's what you get credit for. You get credit for what you do in the pocket while engaging. And people confuse what I mean by engaging. I always get the same fucking shit. Well, you want them to just do rock 'em, sock 'em, and trade? Like, no, that's not what that means. Being in the pocket doesn't mean you're letting yourself get hit. You can still bob, you can still weave, you can block shots, you can still counter. You can still show defense. I mean, come on, like, I'm being serious. And because one guy's avoiding engagement, you punish the guy that's going after him because he didn't, quote unquote, cut off the ring? Who did more when they were in the pocket? Canelo. Who was making the fight? Canelo. Oh, but because Canelo lost balance once or twice going after him, oh, we're not going to give him the round. Nah, bro. Okay? He didn't engage enough. He was too negative. Let me put it this way. What's defense in basketball? What's defense in basketball? But what did NYYMX, what did Lara do on the outside? Sure, he threw jabs and he landed jabs. You get credit for that, but Canelo was landing, big power shots to the body. I give more credit to the big power shots. But other than that, it's not like Lara was doing these amazing things on the outside. Lara was playing fencing. Canelo was trying to fight. And boom, tag, you're it. That's a point for me. Catch me. It's not boxing. Tag, you're it. Tag, you're it. Oh, nah. You can't catch me. That isn't boxing. People just assume, that guy's on the back foot, so he's out boxing the guy coming forward. No, okay? A guy literally avoids engagement and he gets points for defense, right? But if someone is being aggressive, gets no credit by people because they say, well, he's not being effective in his aggression because he can't catch up to him, right? Well, I believe you got to be effective with your defense as well. In basketball, what's defense? You're stopping the opposing team from scoring the basket. All right? That's defense in basketball. Football, what's defense? You're stopping the other team from moving the ball forward, from scoring, from whatever, right? Trying to force them to punt, trying to intercept, whatever it is. That's defense. That's what that is. It's like not going for the basket and letting the clock run out is not defense. Well, that's what Lara was doing. It's just in these other sports you have a clock, right? And football you only have 4 downs, so you can't just be kneeling it the whole time. You have to actually advance the ball. And in basketball you have a shot clock, so you have to actually go for it. If there was, imagine basketball with no shot clock, and one team just kept passing the ball but never going for the basket. That's Lara. And once in a while we'll go for the basket. Oh, but we're playing defense because, no. Golden hands. Define the pocket for me. You could fight from a distance. You could fight from mid-range. You could fight on the inside. You could fight on a phone booth. You have to be fighting your opponent. Lara was running around the ring, bro. He was avoiding engagement. 3-pointers count too, but you have to actually go for the basket. You have to actually shoot the ball, and there's consequences because the other team could rebound. We need a shot. We need a punch clock in boxing. Like you have 10 seconds to go to your opponent and throw a punch. All right, we need some. Lance Meyer, how's it going? There's different zones in boxing when 2 guys are fighting. You know what I mean? Yes, Billy Joe Saunders beat the shit out of Lemieux. He absolutely did. He was making a mess and punishing him. Did Lemieux ever even hit? Did Lemieux do any body work on Billy Joe the way Canelo was doing on Lara? I don't think so. We need to be honest with ourselves, right? Stop rewarding boxers for being negative. I love defensive boxers, but you have to be in the pocket. Even you have ambush fighters that stand on the outside, but they still ambush you. They come in and they go out. I'm not saying you can't get out of range. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is stay engaging in the fight. Actually participate in fighting. Yeah, Lemieux didn't do anything against Billy Joe. Man, Lara was avoiding engagement like it was a plague, brother. Like it was a plague. Okay? Like he thought it was Corona. He was ahead of the curve. He was avoiding like Corona, brother. Yeah, Lara takes too long to engage, bro. And people confuse engagement with trading. Like I'm not saying he has to sit there and trade. I'm not saying he has to just stay in the pocket nonstop. That's not what I'm saying. Okay? But you got to get it striking distance to land, right? It's just my opinion, but everyone's going to have their own opinion. I get that. You know, but if you want to win, if you want to win in swimming, you got to get in the pool, right? You got to get wet. There's no such thing as, well, he didn't beat me because I didn't get in the pool. Like, nah, bro, you gotta get wet. You gotta get in the pool. I'm just saying. I like Rigondeaux. He stood in front of guys, made them miss, and made them pay. My only issue with Rigondeaux, he didn't throw enough, but he was waiting on the guys. Once the guys didn't want to throw at him, he wouldn't throw because he was waiting for them, right? But aside from that, he would at least stay in the pocket. I agree, but I believe Matador can beat a bull. That you can win outside of the pocket. Lara didn't do it effectively, but many see it that way. I don't think he did. I do agree with that you could do it effectively, but he did not do it effectively. So I do agree with that. I think people, like, here's the thing. I'm not saying you can't be on the back foot or you can't circle the ring or you can't get away from striking distance in parts to like find another angle and come back in. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that at all. But you got to engage. You got to be fighting the dude. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. Like, if the round is close and go either way, I'm going to give it to the aggressor. That's me. It doesn't mean I'm going to give the aggressor every round. Listen to what I said. If it's close and could go either way, I'm going to give it to the guy that's actually trying to make the fight. You know what I mean? That's me. There's people that do the opposite. They give the aggressor no credit. Like, they believe that the only way you can get effective aggressiveness if you're dominating the guy. Like if you're just cutting off the ring at every point, dominating the fuck out of him is the only time you get points for effective aggressiveness. And like, nah, man. Like you got to consider all four fronts, all four criterias, and that's the way I see it. It may not be effective all the time, but if you did better at being aggressive than the other guy, then you win in that category, in my opinion. HCP, I'm going to give my prediction, Chicano. Or quote unquote breakdown. I got Canelo. People know that, but I got Canelo beating Billy Joe. And there's people that play semantics with the running. Like, I didn't see him running like knees high, like Usain Bolt around the ring. Well, I get that. But it was avoiding engagement, in my opinion. All right? And I also think it's a wives' tale that Canelo didn't, quote unquote, cut off the ring and didn't do anything against Lara. I just don't think that's true. Lara is exceptional with his footwork. And when he did not want to engage, so it was virtually impossible to cut off the ring on him because he didn't want to fight. Okay? I just feel strongly about that. And I still think he did enough to get to him, hit him to the body and all that. That's my opinion. All right. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for tonight. Have a good one. This is DStyleBoxing. I'm out. Peace.